Hello, this is Lucanus, Conservation Ambassador for Fluval Aquatics. Today I want to have a look at Substrate because people ask all the time how they can make their aquarium look more natural, but also what is the ideal substrate for their fish. Let's have a look at how different substrates look in nature. We all know that sand and even rocks, if they are found in a river or lake, rarely have sharp corners. The change of the seasons wears down the edges of the rocks, gravel or sand. In our local rivers, that is done by snow, ice, and the spring melt. And in the tropics, it happens in the massive change from dry to rainy season, when water levels rise and sand flows over the rocks at high speed. So to get a natural look in your aquarium, avoid sharp edges. We just rarely see that in nature. Look at where your fish come from, because as you know, most lakes have just a fine sand substrate. Gravel with equal grain size is really rare. So I think you should always mix different grain sizes together. River habitats are different, and you'll find that most of our aquarium fish come from rivers or streams. Water flow plays a huge role here, because the stronger the flow, the more the substrate is graded by size in the river. Strong current sweeps away rocks and ends up sorting gravel according to size and weight, and even separates sand by grain size. This is the same phenomenon that you know from the ocean beach, where stepping into a place where the waves break feels like your foot is suddenly in gravel and then the next step in fine sand. In the aquarium, we can achieve this same dynamic, but it requires a lot of flow. Enough flow aimed downwards will create this effect where sand and gravel separate by grain size, giving it that very natural look, like you would see in any river. But you will need to make sure that your substrate has everything from very fine sand to grape-sized rocks. With less flow, the same sand, gravel, and pebble mixture will blend together, and the heavier pebbles will travel to the bottom. If the sand is deep enough, you will not see them at all. This will also occur in an aquarium with fish that dig, like most cichlids or corydoras. Their movement of the substrate will eventually get the larger pieces to the bottom. So in my aquariums, I mix sand, gravel, pebbles, and rounded rocks from marble up to chicken egg size. Given enough current, you get to see all of these in neat wave patterns. I have added some flake food here to show you just how much current there is. Over time, the current will sort the grain sizes, even if digging fish are in the aquarium. The fascinating sand wave effect caused by wind, tides, and currents is one of the most satisfying patterns in nature. And seeing it form in the aquarium is always fascinating, but it does need a lot of flow. With less current, the mixture blends together and just the larger rocks show at the surface. If you don't keep live plants, it does not have to be deep, so even less current will still allow your substrate to show the interesting mixture. It is also important for many fish. For example, corydoras always need to have a substrate they can filter through their gills without any sharp edges. To make the bottom look natural, go for very neutral colored sand, but you can mix natural colors in with the gravel. I use some white quartz pebbles and even red granite or gneiss rocks. In nature, some rivers have wild colored substrates also. In a place like the Rio Xingu, where many of our favorite plecos are found, you can find crazy looking substrates that have pebbles of yellow and orange quartz, black geothite, or red granite. This location is Gorgullos, which more or less means marbles, and Scoby ancestris aureatus, or L14, the Goldie pleco, used to be collected here. Today this place is destroyed by silt from the Bellomonte Dam, and the beautiful gravels are covered by layers of silt. Substrate in blackwater rivers can also have odd color. Here in the Atabapo, where altomangels are found, you have black basalt rocks and pure white silica sand. With the tannin-stained water of the river, the colors underwater are pretty unusual, from orange to red. The Rio Negro in Brazil, where a lot of the cardinal tetras are collected, also has this nearly black water and totally white substrate. When you go out to buy the substrate, add some small bags of different gravels to 4 or 5 parts of sand. It'll give you a more natural look. Well, I hope the video gave you some ideas on how substrates should look in nature and ideally in your aquarium. Make sure to subscribe to this channel and have a look at my channel to see more videos of fish in nature.